Hey guys, we're so excited to be here today. This is Joey, if you don't know, most of you probably do. I'm Crystal, and we are fixing to announce Joey's third business idea.
Crystal and Joey's third business.
Crystal and Joey, they're all our businesses, but Joey is always he's such a hustler, he's a hard worker. All you guys that know him know that about him. And I'm just super excited about this third business that has come about. It's been an inspiration to Joey for a long time now, and God's really opened some doors and spoke really loud to us. So I'm gonna let Joey give you guys some insight on that.
She gets the easy part. She introduces me and then doesn't have to say a whole lot. So now it's on me to captivate and keep your attention, and I hope I can do that.
Because Joey is so good at that, okay?
I'm not. Don't worry. We're not starting a podcast yet or anything. So I want to give you guys an introduction into the third business. If you're in my network and seeing this, then you already know about the other two. They're shown there. The coming soon was a teaser. Thank you guys for playing along. Thank you for anybody I've talked to in the background leading up to this that gave guidance, support, prayers. We're finally here. So today's the day we announce it. You guys want to know what it is? I'm going to have to tell you a story first or it doesn't have the impact. So I was driving in my truck, and if you guys don't know this, my truck is my office. I'm in my truck more than I'm here at this house. So I constantly drive around. Oftentimes at these jobs I get, guys, I'm out in the most beautiful places. I was just out countryside one day, and what do you do when you're in your truck all day and you don't have a coworker? You talk to God. So here I am talking to God. I've been a Christian since I was in my childhood years, never blamed God for anything in my life. I've just always been blessed with knowing Him. So I'm driving out and I'm talking to God. Back when I started the flagpoles in 2023, I had an inkling of an idea about this business that we're now launching. I didn't go forward with it. You know, it's one of those whispers that you hear, and I sat on it, but it was always there. And I brought it back up in conversation with God, and I was like, okay, if you want me to do this third business, I mean, there's a reason you're making me think about it right now. So show me a sign. And the second I said that, I turn my head and I instantly see a sign on the side of the road. And I'll tell you guys what that was. So I'm driving through just, country, and I see a property, and the homeowner, farmer, whatever, he went and grabbed himself a couple of boards, put them in an intersection to make a cross, and stabbed that out in his front yard. To me, although that was a very inexpensive methodology of doing it, that told me that's a Christian family right there. And that was the sign that I needed to proceed with this. So this was September 5th. I see my sign, I thank God, I call Crystal and I said, hey, you remember that third business that we kind of have talked about? And I had to remind her because we hadn't been talking about it recently. And I was talking to God, and I just asked for a sign, and I instantly got it. And I've never had a sign shown to me quicker than that. And I was like, it's a sign. I mean, I know I'm busy as I can be right now with the two businesses I'm running, but somehow, some way, we're going to pull this off, and I don't know how we're going to do it. I'm going to need you to get involved with this time.
And I was very supportive because when he told me about the immediate sign, I knew that was God's confirmation. So I was like, well, you got to listen.
I've got to sidetrack here and just tell you guys how supportive she's been. Today's Black Friday, so today's the 14th anniversary of Jumpy Joey. Yes. I told my wife at one time, I'm going to leave my job and I'm going to build trampolines as a living. And she supported it. So enough said. We know she's supportive. She does. She fully believes in me. She's supportive. I've now shared with her we're going to start this third business, and the wheels are in motion. So this is September 5th. Fast forward 5 days, September 10th. If you guys remember, this is when Charlie Kirk got assassinated. This was a very impactful day in my life and in hers. If you guys scroll on any social media, you know the algorithms kind of feed you the material that you see. Well, Facebook was heavily showing me Charlie Kirk material leading up to this, like throughout 2025. And it was material I liked, so I would engage with it. Therefore, it kept showing up in my news feed. I didn't want to stop watching it, or I knew it would show me some other trash that didn't belong there. So I was really in tune with his movement. Guys, if you remember this, when Charlie Kirk passed away, they started pulling up some of his videos and showing it. Well, one of them, he was asked, I think it was only like a couple of weeks before he was assassinated, when they asked him, what do you want to be remembered for? And he simply said, I want to be remembered for my courage and my faith. And that spoke to me. Obviously, he was a huge Christian, and he enforced that throughout all of his debates. And guys, I am too. And I feel like a lot of times you guys might not get the impression of that from me because I'm a goofball online and whatnot, but I've had Jesus in my heart since I was a child, and I always will. Crystal as well. We're blessed that we don't have any like religious like headbutting. We're on the same page. We know where we're going. So this is where we went with this. I'm going to go ahead and scroll the picture. Am I getting ahead of myself? Am I missing things?
No.
No? Okay, so I'm going to scroll the picture because we teased you with it. So you'll see right there in the image, there's a large cross behind the fence. And that's right. So we're going to be doing, oh, did I zoom in? Sorry. So we're going to be doing crosses. And this is the beginning of our company. We're going to eventually expand and do more things, but right now we're going to focus on probably exterior crosses. We'll get into interior, we'll get into jewelry, but right now we're going to start with wall-mounted, freestanding, roof-mounted steeples and stuff. So we're going to do crosses for churches, obviously, religious organizations, businesses, and primarily homes. Mm-hmm. There's a reason I want to do primarily homes. I'll give you guys a quick analogy of Skelly the Skeleton that I read about recently. So we're not against Halloween or anything over the top like that. We were actually doing a haunted house here at our house a couple of years ago. So Skelly the Skeleton is the skeleton that Home Depot carries that everybody knows about. It's the big 12-foot tall skeleton. Do you guys know how long that's been around? Because it blew me away to find out that as often as you see them out at Halloween, that only came out in 2020. And here's what happened is Home Depot found a way to normalize selling these skeletons and mass producing them for an affordable price. That's our goal. Right now, when we get into doing these crosses, guys, they will not be inexpensive, and I dislike that. When I got into figuring out this is where we were going to take the business, I recognized that you cannot find a cross to throw out in your front yard of size because nobody makes it. They don't mass produce this item. An object that's been around at least 2,025 years that we know about is not a mass produced item, and it's the simplest item to make. It's an intersection. So the fact that you can't just find that at a Walmart kind of blows me away. If you do find it, you're going to find it from a church supplier. And when you find it, you're going to find, like, just an example, you'll find a 12-foot tall aluminum cross for $12,000. That's how insanely priced these are. In the beginning, as we get this going and we're starting to fabricate and weld here locally in Texas, it's going to be pretty pricey because they're not mass produced. My goal is to get these in a mass production to where your typical homeowner can get a cross to display in their front yard, a bold statement of their faith to display. We're going to try to get that down to a manageable cost. In the beginning, we simply cannot do that. But I've negotiated and I've contracted with local welders, fabricators, woodworkers, artisans, you name it. I'm already contracted with a company that can build the crosses out on the highway 200 feet tall, 50 feet tall, you name it. So I'm on fire about this. We're excited. Next will come the name of the business. So I'm going to get us over to that, but I guess we'll tell a story. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're going to tell the story, but how you came up with the name, you wanted to let them know.
Yeah, we're on our second video. The first one, the dogs got in the way, so we redid it. So we want to at least try to remember some of the things we were saying in there. We pay a lot of attention to the fine little details of these businesses. It goes all the way back to Jumpy Joey. With this one, we wanted to make sure that we named it properly. We ran through 100 names. ChatGPT ran through 1,000 names, and we didn't land on one that resonated. I started with like covenant crosses, and then I wanted the name to have the triple crosses in it from the beginning of time. So I was looking at doing like testament crosses with 3 T's in it, and we didn't settle on that.
Nothing just felt solid. No. Everything. And also Joey, when he comes up with all these businesses, Jumpy Joey, Epic Eagle, and this one, he just puts so much time and energy into the name and the logo. Those are very important things, right? Like, because they all have a story, and that's like where his always start, like the foundation, like there's a story, and we wanted all that to mold well together. So yes. We were just day and night, all the time, dinners, gatherings, soccer games, we're just like throwing these names out there. So these business ideas that Joey gets, they're definitely
they're well thought out.
Yes.
they've had time
So
and
much
energy
time.
go into
Yes,
them.
Yes.
And so we'll get to this name, and I don't want this video to go on too long and make you lose interest, so I'll fly right through it. We were driving out to Granbury, where we're probably going to eventually move one day, to go see her sister about a month ago to their baby shower. And as we're driving, we hit Fort Worth. We hit this nasty storm, so bad that every car around us has flashers on. We're driving 2 miles an hour. People are parking underneath the bridge and staying, and we go through this thing for 20 minutes. She's a wreck. We might as well be in a tornado. So she's a wreck. It makes me anxious when I drive. We get through it, and as we get through it, we're probably getting through like Benbrook Crescent area, kind of headed towards Granbury. The sun starts coming out. The beauty starts coming back to the land. A rainbow appears. I mean, it's all the things.
We just had to stay faithful through the storm, basically, and know God had us, because we were on a deadline, and we just had to be faithful that we were going to be okay, and we were. And because of that, because of the perseverance through that storm, I mean, it sounds silly, but it's really true. Because we persevered through the storm and stayed faithful in it, though my anxiety was there, I just kept remembering God was there too. That beauty afterwards for our perseverance came through, and that's what we saw. And we were just like, okay, God, here you are again, thank you.
So after the storm and all the things, we see it, and I turned to her, and we got Brooklyn riding in the back seat. We got Slate in the back seat. I mean, I can remember the moment like yesterday. It was only a month ago. But I turned to her and I just said, now we're in God's country. And I mean, we just locked eyes. I should be driving, but I'm looking at her, and we're like,
And I can't remember what the name. We had a tentative name right before he did that we were kind of like, we were going to go with it. But then when he said that, we both were like,
we realized this was the name.
Yeah.
So we not only named it right then and there, as soon as we got to Granbury, I pulled up the domain. I was blessed that it was available, because epiceagle.com is not available. That costs $3,000. So I'm Epic Eagle FlagPole Pros.com. But anyways, we bought God's Country crosses right then and there. And so here we go. That's the logo for the new business. We got the 3 crosses represented at the time of Christ. My TV's washing out that black. It's actually a lot blacker than that, but that's the new company, guys. So we are going all in on this. We are not pulling back on Jumpy Joey or Epic Eagle. I'm getting Crystal involved. We're carrying around 3 phones for 3 businesses with 3 different phone numbers. We've already got the website live. You can go to godscountrycrosses.com right now, read a little bit more about the story. You won't be able to place an order yet. These are custom. And that leads me to tell you this. So we've already got some orders in just from talking with friends and family and getting guidance from others about this. So I've already got to get cracking on some orders we have in place. What was I going with? The reason we're not going to take orders right now is because we're going into December. So I'm Jumpy Joey mode right now. Jumpy Joey and Epic Eagle. And this is when we get slammed up with trampolines. We'll do like 30, 40 trampolines the week of Christmas, basketball hoops, swing sets. So I do have to give that some attention right now. Guys, I multitask like crazy. It's not like I'm not going to also be doing this, but we're going to officially launch this in January. So it's live now. You can go to the website. You can give me a comment on there and let me know that you want to get in line for one of these. We're going to get one here at our house. I've already got one picked out. It's going to be a beautiful piece, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I wanted to end on this. I realize what I'm doing is not going to be that hard to copy, because we're talking about a simple intersection. Anybody can make one of these. We're going to make nice ones, but I wanted to say, if I've got the competitive-minded person out there that says, I'm going to do that too, cool. I hope you do. I hope we start a movement, but on top of that, I hope that if you figure out a creative way to get these sorry, I'm making a lot of noise. If you figure out a way to mass produce these and get these to a reasonable cost, please contact me. I will resell your product as well. So no competition, all love here, guys. We're gonna take this thing to the top. I'm excited for Crystal to finally get involved with me. She's excited, and I think that's where we are.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you to the community. You guys have always been a big supporter of Jumpy Joey. But without you guys, we really wouldn't be who we are and where we are. The support means a lot. So we hope that with this new business that Joey will be, and me will be really putting a lot of our time and effort into, that you guys will still be very proud and supportive of that, and stay in prayer for the success, because it's really a movement that Joey's trying to create. more than anything. And we want to, with this one, I'm excited because I told Joey, I really want to give back to the community with this one. Like, I want to do a lot of big things.
This
I
is
want it
why
to be-
she's involved.
It
See,
is.
I need her.
I want it to be more God inspired, and like God's heart. So I'm super excited. God's already blessed us with 2 very thriving businesses that sustain us, but this, God put this in our path as well. So we're excited to be part of this and to share in the joy and all the things with you guys too.
Yeah. We are looking forward to normalizing crosses across all of America starting now. So thank you guys.
Thank
we
you.
love you.
Bye.